Bienvenue chez Examist, votre partenaire de confiance pour réussir vos certifications. Nous proposons des supports d'études complets, en ligne et hors ligne. Et nous sommes là pour vous guider pas à chaque étape. Des guides PDF détaillés aux exercices pratiques bien structurés. Toutes les questions essentielles sont soigneusement couvertes pour vous donner toutes les chances de réussir. Vous aurez toujours les bonnes ressources à portée de main. Téléchargez les PDFs. Faites des tests et connectez-vous à notre équipe d'assistance experte. Avec la pratique interactive en ligne. Entraînez-vous et quand vous voulez. À votre rythme. Nos PDFs prêts pour l'examen sont soigneusement élaborés et régulièrement mis à jour. Des milliers d'apprenants certifiés font confiance à notre qualité et à notre sérieux. Des professionnels qualifiés sont disponibles pour répondre à vos questions. Commencez dès aujourd'hui et donnez à votre préparation l'avantage décisif avec Examist. Visitez Examist. Comme dès maintenant. Examist. Votre parcours vers le succès commence ici.
Question 1. Which of the following describes concept drift? Option A. Concept drift is when there is a change in the distribution of an input variable. Option B. Concept drift is when there is a change in the distribution of a target variable. Option C. Concept drift is when there is a change in the relationship between input variables and target variables. Option D. Concept drift is when there is a change in the distribution of the predicted target given by a model. Option E. None of these describe concept drift. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Concept drift is when there is a change in the relationship between input variables and target variables. Question 2. A machine learning engineer is monitoring categorical input variables for a production machine learning application. The engineer believes that missing values are becoming more prevalent in more recent data for a particular value in one of the categorical input variables. Which of the following tools can the machine learning engineer use to assess their theory? Option A. Kolmogorov-Smirnov (KS) test. Option B. One-way chi-squared test. Option C. Two-way chi-squared test. Option D. Jensen-Shannon distance. Option E. None of these. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. One-way chi-squared test. Question 3. A data scientist is using MLflow to track their machine learning experiment. As a part of each MLflow run, they are performing hyperparameter tuning. The data scientist would like to have one parent run for the tuning process with a child run for each unique combination of hyperparameter values. They are using the following code block. The code block is not nesting the runs in MLflow as they expected. Which of the following changes does the data scientist need to make to the above code block so that it successfully nests the child runs under the parent run in MLflow? Option A. Indent the child run blocks within the parent run block. Option B. Add the nested equals true argument to the parent run. Option C. Remove the nested equals true argument from the child runs. Option D. Provide the same name to the run name parameter for all three run blocks. Option E. Add the nested equals true argument to the parent run and remove the nested equals true arguments from the child runs. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Indent the child run blocks within the parent run block. Question 4. Which of the following is a simple, low-cost method of monitoring numeric feature drift? Option A. Jensen-Shannon test. Option B. Summary statistics trends. Option C. Chi-squared test. Option D. None of these can be used to monitor feature drift. Option E. Kolmogorov-Smirnov (KS) test. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B, summary statistics trends. Question 5. A data scientist has developed a model to predict ice cream sales using the expected temperature and expected number of hours of sun in a day. However, the expected temperature is dropping beneath the range of the input variable on which the model was trained. Which of the following types of drift is present in the above scenario? Option A. Label drift. Option B. None of these. Option C. Concept drift. Option D. Prediction drift. Option E. Feature drift. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E, feature drift. Question 6. A data scientist wants to remove the star rating column from the delta table at the location path. To do this, they need to load in data and drop the star rating column. Which of the following code blocks accomplishes this task? Option A. Spark, read, format, delta, load, path, drop, star rating. Option B. Spark, read, format, delta, table, path, drop, star rating. Option C. Delta tables cannot be modified. Option D. Spark, read, table, path, drop, star rating. Option E. Spark, SQL. Select asterisk accept star rating from path. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A, Spark, read, format, delta, load, path, drop, star rating. Question 7. Which of the following operations in feature store client FS can be used to return a Spark data frame of a data set associated with a feature store? Table. Option A. FS. Create table. Option B. FS. Write table. Option C. FS. Get table. Option D. There is no way to accomplish this task with FS. Option E. FS. Read table. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E, FS. Read table. Question 8. A machine learning engineer is in the process of implementing a concept drift monitoring solution. They are planning to use the following steps. 1. Deploy a model to production and compute predicted values. 2. Obtain the observed, actual, label values. 3. 4. Run a statistical test to determine if there are changes over time. Which of the following should be completed as step number 3? Option A. Obtain the observed values, actual, feature values. Option B. Measure the latency of the prediction time. Option C. Retrain the model. Option D. None of these should be completed as step number 3. Option E. Compute the evaluation metric using the observed and predicted values. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. Compute the evaluation metric using the observed and predicted values. Question 9. Which of the following is a reason for using Jensen-Shannon? JS. Distance over a Kolmogorov-Smirnov. KS. Test for numeric feature drift detection. Option A. All of these reasons. Option B. JS is not normalized or smoothed. Option C. None of these reasons. Option D. JS is more robust when working with large datasets. Option E. JS does not require any manual threshold or cutoff determinations. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. JS is more robust when working with large datasets. Question 10. A data scientist is utilizing ML flow to track their machine learning experiments. After completing a series of runs for the experiment with experiment ID ExpressID, the data scientist wants to programmatically work with the experiment run data in a Spark data frame. They have an active MLflow client and an active Spark session Spark. Which of the following lines of code can be used to obtain run-level results for ExpressID in a Spark data frame? Option A. Client. List run infos. ExpressID. Option B. Spark. Read. Format. Delta. Load. ExpressID. Option C. There is no way to programmatically return row-level results from an MLflow experiment. Option D. MLflow. Search runs. ExpressID. Option E. Spark. Read. Format. MLflow experiment. Load. ExpressID. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. Spark. Read. Format. MLflow experiment. Load. ExpressID. Question 11. A data scientist has developed and logged a scikit-learn random forest model. And then they ended their Spark session and terminated their cluster. After starting a new cluster, they want to review the feature importances of the original model object. Which of the following lines of code can be used to restore the model object so that feature importances is available? Option A. MLflow. Load model. Model URI. Option B. Client. List artifacts. Run id. Feature importances. CSV. Option C. MLflow. sklearn. Load model. Model URI. Option D. This can only be viewed in the MLflow experiments UI. Option E. Client. Pyfunc. Load model. Model URI. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. MLflow. sklearn. Load model. Model URI. Question 12. Which of the following is a simple statistic to monitor for categorical feature drift? Option A. Mode. Option B. None of these. Option C. Mode. Number of unique values. And percentage of missing values. Option D. Percentage of missing values. Option E. Number of unique values. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. Mode. Question 13. Which of the following is a probable response to identifying drift in a machine learning application? Option A. None of these responses. Option B. Retraining and deploying a model on more recent data. Option C. All of these responses. Option D. Rebuilding the machine learning application with a new label variable. Option E. Sunsetting the machine learning application. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. Retraining and deploying a model on more recent data. Question 14. After a data scientist noticed that a column was missing from a production feature set stored as a delta table, the machine learning engineering team has been tasked with determining when the column was dropped from the feature set. Which of the following SQL commands can be used to accomplish this task? Option A. Version. Option B. Describe. Option C. History. Option D. Describe history. Option E. Timestamp. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Describe history. Question 15. Which of the following describes label drift? Option A. Label drift is when there is a change in the distribution of the predicted target given by the model. Option B. None of these describe label drift. Option C. Label drift is when there is a change in the distribution of an input variable. Option D. Label drift is when there is a change in the relationship between input variables and target variables. Option E. Label drift is when there is a change in the distribution of a target variable. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. Label drift is when there is a change in the distribution of a target variable. Question 16. Which of the following machine learning model deployment paradigms is the most common for machine learning projects? Option A. On-device. Option B. Streaming. Option C. Real-time. Option D. Batch. Option E. None of these deployments. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Batch. Question 17. A data scientist would like to enable ML flow auto-logging for all machine learning libraries used in a notebook console. Which of the following lines of code can they use to accomplish this task? Option A. ML flow, sklearn, autolog. Option B. ML flow, Spark, autolog. Option C. Spark, conference, Set, autologging. True. Option D. It is not possible to automatically log ML flow runs. Option E. ML flow, autolog. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. ML flow, autolog. Question 18. A data scientist has developed a model and computed the RMSE of the model on the test set. They have assigned this value to the variable RMSE. They now want to manually store the RMSE value with the ML flow run. They write the following incomplete code block. Which of the following lines of code can be used to fill in the blanks so the code block can successfully complete a task? Option A. Log artifact. Option B. Log model. Option C. Log metric. Option D. Log param. Option E. There is no way to store values like this. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. Log metric. Question 19. Which of the following ML flow operations can be used to automatically calculate and log a Shapley feature importance? Plot. Option A. ML flow, Shap, log explanation. Option B. None of these operations can accomplish the task. Option C. ML flow, Shap. Option D. ML flow, log figure. Option E. Client, log artifact. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. ML flow, Shap.log explanation. Question 20. A data scientist has developed a scikit-learn random forest model. But they have not yet logged model with ML flow. They want to obtain the input schema and the output schema of the model so they can document what type of data is expected as input. Which of the following ML flow operations can be used to perform this task? Option A. ML flow, models, schema, infer schema. Option B. ML flow, models, signature, infer signature. Option C. ML flow, models, model, get input schema. Option D. ML flow, models, model, signature. Option E. There is no way to obtain the input schema and the output schema of an unlogged model. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. ML flow, models, signature, infer signature. Question 21. A machine learning engineer and data scientist are working together to convert a batch deployment to an always-on streaming deployment. The machine learning engineer has expressed that rigorous data tests must be put in place as a part of their conversion to account for potential changes in data. Formats. Which of the following describes why these types of data type tests and checks are particularly important for streaming? Deployments. Option A. Because the streaming deployment is always on. All types of data must be handled without producing an error. Option B. All of these statements. Option C. Because the streaming deployment is always on. There is no practitioner to debug poor model performance. Option D. Because the streaming deployment is always on. There is a need to confirm that the deployment can auto-scale. Option E. None of these statements. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B, all of these statements. Question 22. Which of the following deployment paradigms can centrally compute predictions for a single record with exceedingly fast results? Option A. Streaming. Option B. Batch. Option C. Edge, on device. Option D. None of these strategies will accomplish the task. Option E. Real time. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E, real time. Question 23. A machine learning engineering team wants to build a continuous pipeline for data preparation of a machine learning application. The team would like the data to be fully processed and made ready for inference in a series of equal-sized batches. Which of the following tools can be used to provide this type of continuous processing? Option A. Spark UDFs. Option B. Structured streaming. Option C. MLflow. Option D. Delta Lake. Option E. AutoML. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B, structured streaming. Question 24. A machine learning engineer wants to deploy a model for real-time serving using MLflow model. Serving. For the model, the machine learning engineer currently has one model version in each of the stages in the MLflow model registry. The engineer wants to know which model versions can be queried once model serving is enabled for the model. Which of the following lists all of the MLflow model registry stages whose model versions are automatically deployed with model serving? Option A. Staging. Production. Archived. Option B. Production. Option C. None. Staging. Production. Archived. Option D. Staging. Production. Option E. None. Staging. Production. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D, staging, production. Question 25. A data scientist has written a function to track the runs of their random forest model. The data scientist is changing the number of trees in the forest across each run. Which of the following MLflow operations is designed to log single values like the number of trees in a random forest? Option A. MLflow. Log artifact. Option B. MLflow. Log model. Option C. MLflow. Log metric. Option D. MLflow. Log param. Option E. There is no way to store values like this. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D, MLflow.logparam. Question 26. A machine learning engineer is converting the hyperopt-based hyperparameter tuning process from manual MLflow logging to MLflow auto-logging. They are trying to determine how to manage nested hyperopt runs with MLflow auto-logging. Which of the following approaches will create a single parent run for the process and a child run for each unique combination of hyperparameter values when using hyperopt and MLflow auto-logging? Option A. Starting a manual parent run before calling FMIN. Option B. Ensuring that a built-in model flavor is used for the model logging. Option C. Starting a manual child run within the objective function. Option D. There is no way to accomplish nested runs with MLflow autologging in HyperOpt. Option E. MLflow autologging will automatically accomplish this task with HyperOpt. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A, starting a manual parent run before calling FMIN. Question 27. Which of the following is a benefit of logging a model signature with an MLflow model? Option A. The model will have a unique identifier in the MLflow experiment. Option B. The schema of input data can be validated when serving models. Option C. The model can be deployed using real-time serving tools. Option D. The model will be secured by the user that developed it. Option E. The schema of input data will be converted to match the signature. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. The schema of input data can be validated when serving models. Question 28. Which of the following statements describes streaming with Spark as a model deployment strategy? Option A. The inference of batch processed records as soon as a trigger is hit. Option B. The inference of all types of records in real time. Option C. The inference of batch processed records as soon as a Spark job is run. Option D. The inference of incrementally processed records as soon as trigger is hit. Option E. The inference of incrementally processed records as soon as a Spark job is run. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. The inference of incrementally processed records as soon as trigger is hit. Question 29. A machine learning engineer has deployed a model recommender using MLflow model serving. They now want to query the version of that model that is in the production stage of the MLflow model registry. Which of the following model URIs can be used to query the described model version? Option A. HTTPS. Databricks instance greater than, model serving, recommender, production, invocations. Option B. The version number of the model version in production is necessary to complete this task. Option C. HTTPS. Databricks instance greater than, model, recommender, stage production, invocations. Option D. HTTPS. Databricks instance greater than, model serving, recommender, stage production, invocations. Option E. HTTPS. Databricks instance greater than, model, recommender, production, invocations. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. HTTPS. Databricks instance greater than, model, recommender, production, invocations. Question 30. Which of the following tools can assist in real-time deployments by packaging software with its own application, tools, and libraries? Option A. Cloud-based compute. Option B. None of these tools. Option C. REST APIs. Option D. Containers. Option E. Auto-scaling clusters. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Containers. Question 31. A machine learning engineer has registered a sklearn model in the MLflow model registry using the sklearn model flavor with UI model. URI. Which of the following operations can be used to load the model as an sklearn object for batch deployment? Option A. MLflow, Spark, load model, model URI. Option B. MLflow, PyFunc, read model, model URI. Option C. MLflow, sklearn, Read model. Model URI. Option D. ML flow. Pythunk. Load model. Model URI. Option E. ML flow. sklearn. Load model. Model URI. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. ML flow. sklearn. Load model. Model URI. Question 32. A data scientist set up a machine learning pipeline to automatically log a data visualization with each run. They now want to view the visualizations in Databricks. Which of the following locations in Databricks will show these data visualizations? Option A. The ML Flow Model Registry Model page. Option B. The Artifacts section of the ML Flow Experiment page. Option C. Logged data visualizations cannot be viewed in Databricks. Option D. The Artifacts section of the ML Flow Run page. Option E. The Figures section of the ML Flow Run page. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. The Artifacts section of the ML Flow Run page. Question 33. A data scientist has developed a scikit-learn model sklearn model and they want to log the model using ML Flow. They write the following incomplete code block. Which of the following lines of code can be used to fill in the blank so the code block can successfully complete a task? Option A. ML Flow. Spark. Track model. sklearn model. Model. Option B. ML Flow. sklearn. Log model. sklearn model. Model. Option C. ML Flow. Spark. Log model. sklearn model. Model. Option D. ML Flow. sklearn. Load model. Model. Option E. ML Flow. sklearn. Track model. sklearn model. Model. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. ML Flow. sklearn.log model. sklearn model. Model. Question 34. Which of the following describes the concept of ML Flow model flavors? Option A. A convention that deployment tools can use to wrap preprocessing logic into a model. Option B. A convention that ML Flow Model Registry can use to version models. Option C. A convention that ML Flow experiments can use to organize their runs by project. Option D. A convention that deployment tools can use to understand the model. Option E. A convention that ML Flow Model Registry can use to organize its models by project. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. A convention that deployment tools can use to understand the model. Question 35. In a continuous integration, continuous deployment, CI/CD process for machine learning pipelines, which of the following events commonly triggers the execution of automated testing? Option A. The launch of a new cost-efficient SQL endpoint. Option B. CI/CD pipelines are not needed for machine learning pipelines. Option C. The arrival of a new feature table in the feature store. Option D. The launch of a new cost-efficient job cluster. Option E. The arrival of a new model version in the ML Flow Model Registry. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. The arrival of a new model version in the ML Flow Model Registry. Question 36. A machine learning engineering team has written predictions computed in a batch job to a delta table for querying. However, the team has noticed that the querying is running slowly. The team has already tuned the size of the data files. Upon investigating, the team has concluded that the rows meeting the query condition are sparsely located throughout each of the data Files. Based on the scenario, which of the following optimization techniques could speed up the query by collocating similar records while considering values in multiple columns? Option A. Z ordering. Option B. Bin packing. Option C. Write as a parquet file. Option D. Data skipping. Option E. Tuning the file size. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A, Z ordering. Question 37. A machine learning engineer needs to deliver predictions of a machine learning model in real time. However, the feature values needed for computing the predictions are available 1 week before the query time. Which of the following is a benefit of using a batch serving deployment in this scenario rather than a real-time serving deployment where predictions are computed at query time? Option A. Batch serving has built-in capabilities in Databricks machine learning. Option B. There is no advantage to using batch serving deployments over real-time serving deployments. Option C. Computing predictions in real time provides more up-to-date results. Option D. Testing is not possible in real-time serving deployments. Option E. Querying stored predictions can be faster than computing predictions in real time. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. Querying stored predictions can be faster than computing predictions in real time.